You're going to talk about the end of the year rainstorm group. We're going to talk about the end of the year for business owners and the mistakes they make. I can't believe we're talking about it. Today begins Q4.
That
I'm
is
shocked. I'm
correct.
blown away. Yeah.
Yes. Hello, Neil. It's good to see you again. And yeah, this is a critical part of the year for many, many people. And their decision on how to handle it will make the biggest difference. Here's why. Because many business owners are focused on running their business. That's normal. But at this time of year, if you don't do your business and specifically tax planning at year end, you're going to realize too late that you've squandered a lot of your potential profits and wound up paying much, much higher taxes because of the lack of planning. This is where a lot of people really, really can set themselves apart, right? So a lot of our audience, they worked incredibly hard this year, and many of them are having great years. But why give your profits away when you can retain the money that you could have paid in taxes? Retain
So,
it.
how many of them, when you work with business owners, especially SMBs, that don't go out there and know their numbers?
I'd say most, unfortunately. I don't know if there's a number I could put on that, but most of the time they're like, yeah, I just got to get through this project. I just got to get this order out. That's their mindset. They got to just handle business so they could get paid. That's the mindset. And I get it, right? But remember, you're working for a reason and your profits are coming in, and you need to learn how to manage those profits too. That's a big part of running your business.
Because if you don't manage those profits, forget about it in so many ways. And then at the end of the day, you have to look at the end of the year. And this is an opportunity for business owners. And I mean, this we are because of the big beautiful bill. And I've been hearing this in different conversations. This is the time for somebody to keep more of their money than ever
Yes.
in the
Yes.
history because of certain things, especially some of your programs.
And also some of the things that they can benefit from now will no longer be around at the end of the year. So we don't have time to get into it, but the One Big Beautiful Bill Act will take some things away as well. We need to make sure that if you could benefit from it today, take advantage of it today.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this is like big deadlines coming.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And that's the thing. And we just don't know the future, what it's going to hold. So looking at your numbers. So what steps do you say that a business should do first of all?
So there are a few things that a business should do, right? So a lot of it will center on managing your expenses and the timing and your revenues and the timing. The we a couple of weeks ago we talked about accelerated depreciation with using equipment. Well, a lot of business owners need to take a look at that now because they have some deductions that they can accelerate, but they don't know that. So they it just goes over their head. That's something. Another huge one is now you got to look at your retirement plans. So what does that mean? Well, remember, the more money you put in your retirement plans, the less profit you show, and the more you're building wealth. A lot of people don't have the right plan. They don't know that. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in greater detail in an upcoming podcast. Shifting income, expenses. Can you shift some of your income into next year? Can you shift some of your expenses into this year?
Right.
Right? These are things that business owners understand, and their CPAs and tax professionals also understand. It is good to get together with those professionals, sit down now, and come up with a plan. Some people, they've outgrown the structure of their company. Should you still remain an S corp, an LLC, et cetera? This is a few minutes of time, but guess what? It could make a huge long-term difference. And again, there are tax credits, there are deductions that will expire at the end of this year.
Wow.
So use
And the
it
only
now
way
while
to
it's
do
there.
it is to act now by messaging me or Michael about this. And I mean, it's a very big concern
Yes,
that what's going to happen next and looking at working on that business. And I think that at the end of the day is what's your plan? How many
that's right.
businesses aren't planning scaling? What's their next step? Some want to remain stagnant because they give up. So the economy's not good enough. I'm never going to scale. then you've pretty much decided this is the business is going to be. There's nothing going to change. It's always
That's
going
right.
to be the same.
That's right. And a couple of weeks ago we talked about how to get through certain breakthroughs when you hit a wall, right? A lot of times they create their own wall because, like you said, they don't change their behavior every single year. They wait till it's too late. They can't do any year-end planning, and now they wind up squandering a lot of their profits because of it. And I use that word squandering with some pain because I know people are like, I could have saved $500,000 in taxes by just doing this one thing. It's the look of on their face, right? So this is the time. That's the point. You raise a good point. Now is the time for your year-end tax planning. You've got to take some time and invest into it.
Instead of waiting till December and you're not doing year-end tax planning, you're planning your whole business out at the end of the year and you shut down versus block out time every week all the way to the new year as a
Yes,
company versus, okay, we're going to kind of shut down operation in December when the opportunities come every day if you look at things correctly, if
that's
you
right.
look at the other process. And with all these abilities of research, all these resources available, you need to have knowledge when you go to your tax planner. You have to have the ability to say, hello, I have the numbers. I know what I want. What are your thoughts? Versus, hey, here you go. This is your job. You're the expert. I'm out. No.
Yes, that's right. As the business owner, own your business. Right? It is, don't sit there and wait for your CPA to say, listen, Neil, we need to sit down and talk about how your year's going and what we need to do at the end of the year. You must be the business owner. You must be the proactive one. You bring your advisors to the table, come up with a game plan that makes sense together.
All right. Well, that's a great possibility. The podcast launching very soon. We're in the process. Again, we've been interviewing some amazing people with $1 million minutes, and I've been blown away with the stories so far.
Yes. More to come. More to come.
And that's exciting. And then more ways that Micheal can help you on Rainstorm Radio. So go ahead, DM him. Again, the links will be, we're going to go back to a lot of these podcasts and have the link right to the website where you can schedule a call with Micheal and you could set things up. And I am talking to everyone. If you are looking to eliminate or reduce or eliminate taxes this year, you need to contact Micheal Aguas. Appreciate it, Micheal.
Thank you.
All right. That was, you're listening and watching the Neil Haley